Okay, Charlie, this one's just for you. And I love doing this, so I hope that you get some of it for me. You say you were having a bit of trouble with fractions and decimals and percentages. And I gotta tell you, right back at the grassroots of mathematics, you need to know a couple of things going into that. You need to know multiplication and division. I'm gonna show you a quick multiplication of 3 numbers times 2 numbers, just to kind of get you in the loop of what that is, because we have to do a lot of dividing and a lot of multiplying to change these numbers from a percentage to a decimal to another number. They're just different forms of the same number. We just use it differently. Something like, yeah, well, 50% chance of rain tomorrow. Only a 30% chance of that. Well, that was just silly, obviously. But you need 65% on a test to pass. The test has only got 27 marks on it. How many of those 27 do you need to get 65%? That's important stuff. So I'm going to show you right easily. First off, let's just do a multiplication. So 200, I'm picking these numbers, and 37 multiplied by 23. Now, this is old school. This is the way I did it. I'm going to run through it quickly. I'm assuming you know how to do multiplication, but most folks type it in their little calculators and we get some god-awful number, they just believe it. So even today, I will sometimes grab on the side of a piece of paper and go, okay, what's 536 times decimal 158? And then do it longhand. Practice, practice, practice. 3 times 7 is 21. Put the 1 down, carry the 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Put down the 1, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That's the first row done. Come over to this one, because we have to skip this row. Remember, 2 times 7 is 14. 4, down, carry the 1. Scratch these other ones out. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 is 7. 2 times 2 is 4. Add them together. 1, 5, 14, and 5. I'm not going to insult anyone and hopefully put that in the calculator, make sure that Mark didn't mess anything up. But that's multiplication. Division. Oh, divide. I ask people to divide all the time. How do you divide 23 into 7,438,236? No. How many times will something go into something else? And this is where the multiplication tables come in. They were like the alphabet of mathematics. Physics explains how the worlds work. Math is the language. So the very fundamental basics of how many groups of something is multiplication. It's just addition. Bunch of different times. How many times? However many times you multiplied it by. Let's say 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is equal to what? Well, it's either 3 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, which is a total of 6, or 2 groups of 3 for a total of, oh look, 6, it's the same thing. 6 groups of 7, 6 times 7 equals, I can't, I have to put it in my calculator, 42, learn these things, 42. 7 times 7, you should always know the squares, is 49. What if I said, all right, I got $50 here. How many guys can I pay $7 to, right? Well, right off the bat, you know that you can't give them $8 because that would be 7 times 8 is 56. So you might go 7 times, well, wait a minute. I know 7 times 7 is 49. That means I can give $7 to each one of those guys. And what do I have left? 1. What happens if it's another number? 43, 44. Knowing these and knowing that quick rapid thing will save you for the rest of your life. And I know because I did a math degree in my mid-40s. Mathematics, baby, rules the world. So, let's do a division. Oh, division. Longhand division. Let's do an easy one. 7 into, make up a number, Mark. I don't know. 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. Decimal, blah, 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 blah. 0, 0, 0, 0. How do you do it? I'm not going to insult your intelligence. Does 7 go into 1? Nope. Nothing goes up here. Does 7 go into 12? Yes, it certainly can. How many times? Well, I know my multiplication tables, and 2 times 7 is 14. That's surely not 14. So we'll only go in one time. 7 times 1 is 7. Putting it down here. Subtract it from this guy. 12 minus 7 is 5. Then what do we do? Oh, I don't know. Maybe take the next number and bring it down. 55. 7. How many times does 7 go into 55? Let me punch it into my calculator for a decimal. No. 7 eighths are 56. So we know that can only go in 7 times. So we put a 7 up here. 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract this one. And then what do we get? 6. See, there wasn't enough for it to go in again. What do we do now? Easy. Bring down the next number. How many times will 7 go into 64? Oh, I wish I knew my multiplication table. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. It'll go in 9 times. 63. What happens when we subtract? We get a 1. What do we do with the next number? I know. Bring it down. 13. 7 will go into 13. Exactly. Well, one time. It would go in one time, right? And then we subtract and you get 6. And you go, well, now we're into the land of decimals and we're bringing those down, but that's good enough. 7 will go into 12,543, exactly 1,791 times with 6 of those guys left over. And that's long division. Piece of cake. All right, Charlie, this is what I wanted to get to. Fractions, decimals. Fractions and decimals. Fractions, you gotta know what that base is, and that base is known as the denominator. All you're doing is saying, how many out of the whole, how many there are? You can make that denominator anything. We could make it 2. We have a piece of pizza and we cut it into 2 slices. I'm getting more than my slice. I'll probably eat your slice too, but doesn't matter. We have 2. How many pieces do we have? We have 2. That is the denominator. Now, if I told you, you're allowed to have 1 of those. Well, what fraction of the pizza do you get? Well, you get 1 out of the 2. That's it. That's fractions. How much of the whole thing do you have in the numerator over the denominator? That's it. Now, here's some fun stuff. What happens if I do that? It's the same piece of pie. It's the same pizza. But how many pieces are there? In total, there's 4. So that numerator, that denominator can't stay at 2 anymore. It has to be 4. And I say, how many of all of those slices do you get? I say, well, you know what? Somebody went and cut it in 4 pieces. You take 2 of them. This one and this one. More cheese on it. And you go, okay, so what's the fraction? Well, that's 2 out of 4 pieces, just like before. But wait a minute, isn't that exactly half a pizza? Well, if you look magically here, we have something called equivalent fractions, which means that you can reduce a fraction down to what it is. How did I do that? Division. I looked at that division. Now, what if I had 9 over 27? Easy for me, because I know 9 goes into 27 exactly 3 times. So I would say, well, 9 goes into 9 once, 9 goes into 27 3 times. That's how I would do it, right? Now you're gonna have your own ways and go, well, in this case, I would say, well, the top and the bottom number divide by 2. If I divide the top number by 2, I get 1. If I divide the bottom number by 2, I get 2. That's it. That's all there is to it. Let's do a crazy one. I'm telling you, I divided that pizza up into 12 big honking slabs. Big pizza, 12 slices. You probably can't eat as much as I do. So I'm gonna keep 7 of those slices and you're gonna keep 5 of those slices. So we have a pizza and we know that it's in 12s and I told you you can have 5. And then I told me I'll take the other 7. Well, what do you know? You just added a fraction because when you add those things, they have like bases, which is what you need to add and subtract fractions. And when you add the numerator, you get 12. Not 12 over 24 because this is the denominator and we're adding fractions. 5/12 of something plus 7/12 of something give you 12/12 of something, which equals 1. Again, not meaning to insult anyone's intelligence. So, that's just great, Mark. Pretty sure I can get through fractions now. Let's do a quick demo for fractions. If I have 2/3 and I'm going to multiply it by 1/3, what do I do? Well, when multiplication happens, you simply multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 9s. 2/3 times 1/3 is 2 9s. Now, that didn't have to have that same denominator. That could have been quarters. What is it then? Numerators, 2 times 1 is 2. Denominator, 3 times 4 is 12. Oh, wait a minute. 2/12. That's not in the lowest form now, is it? No. Yes, ma'am, we divided the pizza into 12ths and everybody gets 2 of them. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I divide 2 evenly, it goes in the top and bottom because they're even numbers, you know 2 can do it. If I divide the top by 2, I'm going to get 1. If I divide the bottom by 2, I'm going to get 6. So really, 2/12 is the same as 1/6 of the pizza. And if you don't believe me, take a big round slice of circle and cut it in 12 and then put 2 of them in their slices and find out if you have 1/6 of the pizza or whatever. I'm guaranteed. Math rules. All right. Division, same thing. It's just multiplication. That's all it is. 2/7 divided by, I hate the divided sign, divided by 5/4. What's that 5/4 you're talking about? Why is the numerator bigger? Because you can have more than one of something. How many is this? This is 1 1/4 of another one, right? 5/4 is 4/4 and 1/4. So you can have improper fractions. And then to divide, all we have to do is invert and multiply. So 2/7 divided by 5/4 is the same thing as multiplying by 4/5. That gives you 8. 7 times 5. Oh, I wish I knew my times table. It's 35. Does that reduce any lower? Well, 2 can't go into that because that's clearly a odd number. 2 can go into this, but can any other number go into 35 and match 8? No, I think we're down there. So 2/7 divided by 5/4 is the same as 2/7 times 4/5 equals 8/35. Piece of cake. All right, now the real reason we're here today. Percentages. Guess what percentages are? Just division. That's it. That's it. It's a division, and you multiply the thing by 100. It's awesome. Watch. Everybody knows what 1/4 is in a decimal. Do they? Well, a lot of people would know that 1/4 is 25%, or 25 cents, right? A lot of people would think that 1/4 is 25%, and they would be right. Where do they get the 25 from? How do you know? Well, that's really a fraction with 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the denominator, 4 pieces, and one of them's colored in. But we want to know what percentage of the whole thing it is. Well, we're guessing 25, but again, how did they get to that number? How isn't it 27.46572? I know, because they divided. They divided. What did they divide? Can you see it? There's the division right there. 1 divided by 4. That's why it's written that way. It's 1/4, but 1 divided by 4. Let's divide 4 into 1. The same way we did a while ago. Does it go into 1? No. So what do? We add a decimal point. We add a 0. Now, can 4 go into 10? Friggin' right. How many times? Twice. What's happening? 4 goes into 10, or 4 times 2 is 8. 10 divided by 8 is 2. What happens after this zero? There's all kinds of zeros. And then you get to bring one down. And then you go, well, 4 goes into 20. This is starting to make sense. 4 goes into 25 times. This, as a decimal, is that. And that, as a percentage, you can multiply it by 100, which equals 25%. And that's as basic as it gets. Let's do it again. Let's do it again with a big one. That was too easy. That was too easy. That was too easy. I bet you asked 9 out of 10 people that know what 7/8 is. All right, let's do it. What is 7/8 as a decimal? Ooh. And a percentage. Well, what we've already known is we can find the decimal just simply by dividing the denominator into the numerator. And once we have the decimal, we just have to multiply it by 100. 7/8. I wonder what kind of a crazy decimal that would be. Now, if you're thinking of percentage, how much of 8 is 7? It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's almost all of it. Half would be 4, wouldn't it? If you had 4 out of 8, that would be 50%. So now we're looking at something higher. 5, 6, 7, we're almost there. I don't know it until I do the math. So let's do the math. 8 divided into 7. Oh, wow, I wish we knew our times tables. Does 8 go into 7? No. So what do? Same thing as before. Does 8 go into 70? 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. And we can't get any more in there. Don't forget your decimal. 8 times 8 is 64. 70 minus 64 is 6. Let's bring down another 0. As 0 comes down, 8 goes into, I just said it, 8 times 7 is 56. And we get another 4. And then we bring down the 0. And 8 goes into 40. 5 times. So we now know that 7 divided by 8 is the same thing as 0.875. And if you wanted to know what percentage it was, what percentage is 7 out of 8? You multiply it by 100, and you get 87.5%. Now tie it all together. Your teacher gives you a test. There's only 8 questions. Every question is worth 1 mark. What's your percentage if you get 7 out of 8? You can go home and go, I got, well, it's not 100% because that would be 8 out of 8. But you can say, with 7 out of 8, you got 87.5% on that test. If there's anything that I missed, Charlie, you let me know. If there's anything else that you want me to go over, you let me know. Because I like doing it.